Have fun watching this video to the end.
Talking to you, I see, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you gonna.
Every few years, hip-hop gets a feud that's bigger than music. Jay-Z versus Nas, Drake versus Pusha T. But the war between Diddy and 50 Cent has outlived them all. Two titans of money, power, and ego locked in a decades-long chess match. It started with respect, turned into mockery, and ended up as one of the most personal feuds in modern hip-hop history. Because when Diddy tried to silence 50 Cent, he didn't realize he was dealing with someone who thrives on chaos. And what followed wasn't just a rivalry. It was a full-scale takedown that changed both of their legacies forever.
He was like, yo, you hot now. Now we gotta hang out now. Like, hang out. Take you shopping and I get you some flash. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him. He was.
Back in the early 2000s, Diddy was already hip-hop royalty. He'd turned Bad Boy Records into a global brand, built empires in fashion, TV, and liquor, and had the kind of money rappers only bragged about in lyrics. Then came 50 Cent, the new kid from Queens who had survived 9 gunshots and built his own army. He was brash, unfiltered, and obsessed with control. At first, the two seemed destined to collaborate. Both businessmen, both hustlers who had turned street grit into corporate success. But behind the smiles, things were tense. 50 saw Diddy as a gatekeeper, someone who dictated who got love in the industry and who didn't. And Diddy? He saw 50 as reckless, unpredictable, and too loud to control. There were whispers of collaboration that never happened. Rumors that Diddy low-key tried to sign him before Get Rich or Die Tryin' blew up. But after 50's meteoric rise in 2003, it was clear. They weren't going to be friends. They were destined to be rivals. By 2006, 50 Cent had become one of the most feared voices in rap. He'd taken shots at everyone, Ja Rule, Game, Fat Joe, and nobody was safe. So when he released The Bomb, fans expected another diss track. What they didn't expect was the target, Diddy. In a single bar, 50 hinted that Diddy might have known more about Biggie's death than he ever admitted. It was an accusation that crossed a sacred line in hip-hop history. Biggie wasn't just Diddy's artist, he was family, legacy, and pain. The internet went crazy. Fans replayed the lyric 1,000 times, dissecting every word. Was it truth or just another 50 Cent shock tactic? Diddy stayed silent, refusing to respond publicly, but insiders said he was furious. And for 50, silence was fuel. He knew he'd struck a nerve, and from then on, every public jab was designed to keep that wound open. That single verse transformed their quiet tension into open warfare. When the music beef cooled, the money beef heated up. By the 2010s, hip-hop wasn't just about charts, it was about business. And once again, Diddy and 50 Cent ended up in direct competition. Diddy had Ciroc, the luxury vodka he'd turned into a billion-dollar success story. Billboards, celebrities, endless parties. He'd built an empire around the bottle. So 50 Cent launched Effen vodka. He didn't just market it, he turned it into a weapon. Every interview, every post, he found a way to bring up Ciroc, usually with a punchline attached. He mocked Diddy's ads, saying they looked like sparkling water for models. He joked that Diddy's brand was for soft dudes who like shiny suits, and his fans loved it. Meanwhile, Diddy kept things classy, on the surface. Behind closed doors, insiders claimed he was livid that 50 was undercutting his brand using internet trolling instead of business strategy. The two weren't just selling liquor anymore, they were selling masculinity, image, and dominance. Each bottle became a symbol, each ad a subliminal diss. And online, the fans picked sides, Cîroc versus Effen, the mogul versus the menace. Then everything changed. In 2024, Diddy's empire began to crack under federal scrutiny. Allegations of abuse, manipulation, and trafficking spread like wildfire. Raids hit his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, and suddenly the internet was flooded with footage of agents storming his gates. And right there, waiting for the moment, was 50 Cent. He didn't just comment, he went on the offensive. He flooded Instagram with memes, jokes, and cryptic captions. He even teased a documentary called Surviving Diddy. Every time Diddy's name hit the headlines, 50 had a punchline ready. It was trolling turned into strategy. He became the unofficial narrator of Diddy's downfall. And while Diddy's team tried to keep quiet, 50 controlled the conversation completely. What Diddy had built over 30 years, the glamour, the mystique, the power, was being undone in real time by a man who weaponized laughter. That's when people realized this wasn't just revenge, it was legacy warfare. When Diddy's trial began, things got darker. A former assistant testified that years earlier, Diddy had allegedly threatened 50 Cent with a gun during a heated argument. Whether true or not, it was explosive. For years, fans had treated their feud as entertainment, but this made it real. The internet exploded, comment sections turned into battlefields. 50 Cent played it cool. He joked about the testimony online, saying, "He better keep that same energy when I pull up." But behind the humor, everyone knew there was tension. Two powerful men, too much history, too much pride. The idea that a threat ever happened added a layer of danger to the story. It wasn't just petty anymore, it was personal and possibly life-threatening. And from that point forward, everything 50 posted hit differently. Every smirk, every caption felt like a victory lap. October 2025. After months of testimony and headlines, Diddy was sentenced to 50 months in federal prison. The hip-hop world froze. For decades, he had been untouchable, a man whose parties were attended by presidents and billionaires. Now, he was facing years behind bars. And 50 Cent? He celebrated. He posted memes of Diddy in prison uniforms, joked about taking over his speaking gigs, and told fans, "He tried to silence me."
I'm hot now. We gotta hang out now. Like, hang out. Take you shopping and I get just flash. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him.
Now look who can't talk. The post went viral. Even people who had never followed hip-hop tuned in to watch 50 roast his old rival. Other artists stayed quiet, afraid of backlash, but the internet crowned 50 Cent the king of petty. It wasn't just revenge anymore, it was dominance. 50 had won the court of public opinion, and Diddy couldn't do anything to stop it. But when you look past the memes, the money, and the trolling, this feud reveals something bigger about hip-hop. It's about power, image, and survival. Diddy represents the establishment, the polished mogul who built wealth from chaos and turned hip-hop into high fashion. 50 Cent represents disruption, the man who kicks the door down and laughs while doing it. Both men reshaped the culture in their own way. Diddy gave hip-hop elegance, 50 gave it fearlessness, but their clash showed that in this game, no one stays untouchable forever. Diddy's attempt to control the narrative, to silence critics, and protect his image only made the backlash stronger, and 50 proved that in the age of the internet, humor is the new weapon. He didn't need power meetings or influence. He needed followers, memes, and timing. It was David versus Goliath, but online, and for once, the troll became the truth teller. So did Diddy really try to silence 50 Cent? Maybe not with words, but with power, connections, and reputation. He tried to control the industry, the media, even the conversation. But 50 Cent couldn't be silenced. He's built his entire brand on saying the things others won't, on laughing in the face of fear. And when Diddy finally fell, 50 didn't just win a feud, he rewrote the ending of it. Now Diddy sits behind bars, his empire fractured. 50 Cent stands on stage, laughing, richer than ever, telling the story his way. It's ironic. The man who once made a career out of bad boy for life is now living a reality far from that. And the one who built his empire on surviving, he's still here, still talking, and louder than ever. Because in hip-hop, silence isn't power, survival is. And when Diddy tried to silence 50 Cent, the noise only got louder. Hope you had fun watching this video. Do leave a comment.